So I'm just going to share this with you. Everything that we knew 50 years ago, including the number of two-parent households, including the order of society, has shifted. We've gone from having 78% African American families with two parents in it to 72% families with one parent. The new normal in the Black community is single parent homes. We have boys growing up without that crucial moment where their fathers give them those two talks, you know, the talk about life and the talk about how to keep yourself safe and make money. All those conversations I just described to you, most boys just don't get that unless they get it from a coach or unless a dad is very persistent and maintains a really good relationship with the mother of his children. That doesn't happen. That's not often, you know, that you can maintain all of that. They might get it from a coach. They probably won't get it from a teacher because only 2% of of teachers are Black males. You know, 80% of the kids in public schools are children of color, and only and only 2% of the teachers are Black males. So my point is, to answer your question, why do Black males, how can they use mental health help? I believe that in a time where everything is changing, it's always good to get some professional advice. How do you make sense of the fact that you have children that you don't see on a daily basis, that you can't take your legacy and train them in how to hunt and how to, the importance of school and the importance of reading, and complicate that with, we're just coming out of a time period where 50% of the prison system was African American males, and a time period where there are four things that a lot of males are a large percentage of our males. Right now, 50% of African American males drop out of high school as we speak across the country. An average of 50%. Only 50% of, all right, 90% of those kids who don't finish high school will end up in the prison system, or tied on paper, tied to a prison system or state system or a federal system. Most of them won't get a high school diploma, which will cut off their ability, many of their ability to get married, to have a family, all right? The number one provider of mental health services is the prison system, and it's not, they don't provide effective mental health service. They just give them an assessment when they come in, prescribe some pills if they need them, and then they give them an assessment 3 months before they go out. But if they, I got a letter from a guy from prison last week who wants to go through counseling. He's been in for 30 years since he was 17. And so these four that happen, first thing that happens to a Black male in this society, we have a lot of pain. First thing that happens is alienation. If you're growing up and your dad's not there, and if your mom is not positive about who your father is, and not only let him around, when you look at what you're supposed to be when you grow up, you don't have it. So you're alienated. And if there's no pathway, you don't know.
You don't know.
And if nobody teaches you how to hunt legitimately, you will go with the mouth that are around you. So you're alienated, and you see on television, I'm supposed to have this, this, and this. So you'll listen to little baby this, little baby that, and how you're supposed to get stuff. And that's the manhood training. Or if your father's locked up, you'll see that's the pathway to manhood. And a lot of these kids actually think this. The second thing after alienation is criminalization. You will be criminalized if you drop out of high school. That 50% that drop out, they start taking to get the things they want to impress these girls and do the, you know, what normal boys want, nice clothes and a car and all those things that my dad provided for me, and just say, go to school. Your job is to go to school. Let me go out here and hustle. They don't have that. They might even be breadwinners in their homes. So they get criminalized. Now, once they get criminalized, and up until now, they realize that they could not do that to white people. They will do it to each other, because the crime against going out to West Bloomfield or Oakland County and committing the crime, where they have a lot of resources, is twice the crime They'll put you under the jail for doing that up until, we're going through this paradigm shift. But now they're cannibalized. It turns them on each other. All right. So then after that, after cannibalization is incarceration. Now, when you get incarceration, now you're on paper. Now that's going to limit you for the rest of your life if you're an adult. I worked as a delinquency services worker for the state of Michigan for juveniles who were 12 to 21 who were wards of the state and committed crimes against the state for several years, Department of Children and Family Services for the state of Michigan. And our job was to turn them around before they got to 21. So if they committed crimes, our job was to turn them around and help guide them, like the staircase you see behind me, back up the staircase. And we had funding from the state to send them to college or whatever they wanted to do. Still wasn't easy. But the point is, African-American males, from the time we came to this country until now, have been targets. We have been victims of violence, and then we were blamed with being the perpetrators of violence from the time slavery existed. And we know that story. And it's continuing today through institutionalized racism, which is a mental illness. Really, the sane are insane in an insane society. Racism is a mental illness. So we need, who really needs some mental health help is from the White House on down, these white nationalists and these white supremacists who think that inherently that
like you said,
perpetrators.
I think what you said was true. We all need it. This is why I kind of put it on fathers, right? Because it's fathers, right? These are fathers who are perpetuating these crimes. Like you said, even when you in your description, the dropout rate, fatherless, the crime rate, fatherless, incarceration rate, fatherless, right? When we get into these L's, like 43% of U.S. children live without their father, fatherless, right? Then when you take it, the test, when you were talking about the confusion, there is a man, I'm in the house with a man that we don't even act like there's no duplication, there's something wrong about this picture, right? And we bought into the system, 1965. I talk about this all the time. Then the juvenile system, right? 1965. So when they hit us in 1965 with the Welfare Act, you got hit again with the Juvenile Act. So they knew that this is what they were going after. What they didn't expect, Doc, was that all that damage would cause fathers to become, now black fathers are the most involved father, would cause fathers to step up even more. The brother that was just killed, George Floyd, there's a picture of him in the car with his daughter. He was a father.